On Nationwide this evening, the Great Wall of Drogheda is celebrated by the townspeople as a major part of their heritage. Could there be lolly in this labyrinth? How the tunnels and underground chambers of an ancient fort could become a tourism attraction. How one of the towers built in Ireland to keep Napoleon at bay is open to the public. And a tower house in Tipperary gets a major makeover. And you're very welcome to another edition of the programme. And this evening we have forts and castles in mind as we step out to visit some of our heritage sites. We're coming to you from Thurles in County Tipperary, and shortly in the programme we'll be hearing about a renovation project of a tower house. But first this evening, there are few enough opportunities for a community to come together and to celebrate the heritage of their town or their city. But that's exactly what happened in Drogheda during the course of the summer. Now, Drogheda, as you may know, is a walled town, and sections of that wall are still standing today. And thousands of people came together to stand side by side along its length to reclaim the wall, as they put it. Niall Martin has the story.
This is St. Lawrence Gate in Drogheda. In a few minutes, the red dots down there will link up to form a human chain following the route of Drogheda's old town wall. The Air Corps are standing by to capture the event from high above. The project, called I Am Wall, is aimed at reconnecting local people to their heritage, and it's the idea of the Drogheda Arts Centre.
The old saying of love your parish, love your country is really important, and I think the fact that small children the age of 6 and 7 are going to stand today outside what would be regarded as fragments of town wall means that those town walls are going to be protected going down the road, because those children will retain a memory of where that wall stood, how important it is, and that it's something to be valued. And so we would hope that it will ensure the conservation of these walls into the future.
The town began building its walls in the 13th century, but only a few sections remain today. One of them is here at St. Lawrence Gate, a visually stunning gatehouse literally in the middle of the road. Archaeologist Geraldine Stout is bringing me down a narrow lane beside the gate.
So you have a really unique view of Lawrence's Gate from here, because for many people the gate seems isolated within the town, but here we can see the connection between the town wall and the gate, and it gives you an idea of what it would have looked like in medieval times. But before them, they were actually, the first defence were just a system of ditches and banks.
So why were the walls built in the first place?
Well, the walls were basically built, the walls and the gates, in order to get taxes, to gather taxes, really. So it was all about money.
But today, the gate has been specially opened free of charge to visitors.
Got a great view of the main street there.
We're not up to the top yet. From up here, you can see why the gatehouse was so crucial to the town's protection.
God, we've got this splendid view of the mouth of the estuary here. You can see the kind of vantage point this would have been on the top of the gate. They would have been able to keep an eye on anybody coming up the mouth of the Boyne. So they would have had cover of all boats coming up the river to Drogheda.
But Drogheda's walls were not totally impregnable. Oliver Cromwell is a name synonymous with the town. In 1649, he was sent by the English Parliament to re-establish dominance over the Irish. All the protection Drogheda had to offer was no match for Cromwell's new model army. His 12,000 troops pounded Drogheda's walls, and after 2 days, they breached the defences. In their panic, the town's defenders failed to pull up the drawbridge inside the walls, and Drogheda was doomed. Within hours, almost everyone in the town had been slaughtered. The Rockville housing estate is the unlikely place where Cromwell broke through. All the children are wearing their I Am Wall t-shirts in preparation for the 12 o'clock event.
This is where they say Oliver Cromwell broke through to come into Drogheda when he attacked us back in 1600s.
It is valuable. I don't think we appreciate it as much as we should, really. I mean, we're just so used to it, as Ivan said, on our doorstep. And, the kids play around it every day, so that's simple, really.
It's a privilege to have it in our estate. But so hopefully now that something will be done for the upkeep of it, you know, that we can preserve it and enjoy it, and as I say, teach the children what it's all about.
Because it looks very overgrown with ivy at the moment.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of unkept at the moment, so hopefully there will be something done about it.
Drogheda became a wealthy port town in the 17th and 18th centuries. The town corporation commissioned Italian artist Gabriele Ricciardelli to show off its beauty in 2 paintings now exhibited in the High Lanes Gallery.
What Ricciardelli does, there's a conceit in both of his works. He bathes the town of Drogheda in a turquoise ochre light. It's almost Mediterranean in his view. I mean, this is a town of limestone, and yet it is presented as if it were in Italy. And I think that goes back to what the council were doing at the time. We know from the corporation minutes of the middle of the 18th century, they were spending money on curtains, on carpets, on lanterns for the home of the mayor at the time. They had money and they were spending it. This was the pre-Celtic tiger of the 18th century Ireland, and they wanted the best Italian artists that were working in Ireland at the time to produce the type of views of this town that were available in London from the artists like Canaletto and so on.
As it comes up to midday, thousands of people are turning out on the streets. While the hands mightn't stretch right round the root of the walls, it does make quite a sight.
As soon as the bells ring at St. Peter's, over 2,000 people are going to join up on the old line of Drogheda and rebuild the town wall.
So we're holding hands here for what? Why?
We are holding hands to rebuild the town wall of Drogheda, to make people reconnect with their old town wall.
Out on the streets, hundreds of people are lining each section of the walls, and the Air Corps helicopter is capturing the event. The town can let go hands once they hear the sound of the cannon at Millmount, Drogheda's highest point. And the event ends with a bang, a great turnout from the people to mark the history of the walled town of Drogheda.
Well, now